Well, not guilty on all counts. Good evening. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. Kyle Rittenhouse is back home, a free man after a jury found him not guilty on all 5 felonies in the deaths of 2 men and the wounding of another.
Now, those shootings happened in the summer of 2020 during protest over police violence. The family of those killed expressed their outrage over the verdict. Some of those outside of the courthouse who supported Rittenhouse cheered. And those who believed he should be convicted were silent, with some saying it wasn't the outcome they wanted, but it was the one they expected. The acquittal of Kyle Rittenhouse created a lot of controversy and conversation, which will only continue, ranging from race to gun rights. While topics can change, the verdict will remain. The jury says Rittenhouse was justified in killing 2 men and injuring a third. Mike McDaniel has reaction to the case.
Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Not guilty and not surprising to Dillard University professor of criminal justice Ashraf Ismail.
I think the jury really didn't have any other verdict to come out with, because all you need, again, is a reasonable doubt. That's all you need.
And he says there was plenty of it. Ismail says video evidence showed self-defense when Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 people with a semi-automatic rifle, killing 2 of them at a Black Lives Matter protest last year.
It showed that he was, again, attacked, being choked, being chased, rocks were thrown at him, and being fired at.
Everyone rushes to judgment as to what the intent was of Kyle Rittenhouse. Well, what was the intent of all the others?
On WWL radio Friday morning, former Jefferson Parish Sheriff Newell Normand questioned the foundation of the case.
I knew just by the nature of the scene that evidence was going to continue to surface because there were just so many people there.
The verdict goes beyond the courtroom, sparking conversations on gun rights, protests, and race.
Folks are referring to this as racism. I don't know how. I mean, you have a white guy and 3 white guys shot.
As director of the Center for Racial Justice at Dillard University, Ismail says race is an underlying divide because of where the shootings happened.
In these protests, especially with race, as we've seen over this last year, Mike, it's been a lot. It's really caused a lot of anger and nerve.
Friday evening, Congressman Troy Carter called the verdict evidence of a deeply flawed justice system, saying, quote, "This verdict is a reminder that we are not a nation where every American is treated with fairness and dignity under law, because the law was not made to ensure equal treatment."
It feels like the victims' lives don't matter.
I'm happy. I think he's not guilty.
Ismail says whatever the conversation, viewpoints matter.
It's all about narrative. How you create your own narrative in your mind, that's how you're going to perceive it.
Mike McDaniel, Eyewitness News.
A group of organizations plan to protest the verdict this Sunday that's set to happen at noon on the steps of New Orleans City Hall.